Hey everybody, welcome back to Read More. This week I just thought I'd put some thoughts down on video about my rereading of Albert Camus' The Plague, 1947 title. Probably a lot of people familiar with Camus. I think The Stranger is the big one that if you've read him at all, that's the one you've read, and this one typically comes second. I read this years ago, like early 20s or even late teens, and I can't say it made a huge impression on me then, although of course I remember details about it. And I decided recently, not that anyone needs any reminders of 2020, but to me, I was like, all right, let's go back and visit this novel, which for some of you, it depicts life in a North African town, a port called Oran, and the entire town ends up having to be quarantined off, undergoing a bout of the plague. And it's never really specified if I guess it's bubonic plague. It's just uncanny, the resemblances, thinking back to March 2020. And as days progressed and news kept coming in, at least into the United States, about COVID-19 and kind of the different steps people took too. Then as we proceeded into April and we were in lockdown and the first really severe lockdown for a lot of us, and then headed into May and June, and kind of the grinding agony, the death in the hospitals, just the absurdist inability to really kind of do anything about what was going on. I mean, it's all right here, and even though Camus is really, this is one big massive metaphor, but it's a metaphor you can't nail down in the sense of an allegory. Some people say it very much, Camus was writing about the Nazi occupation of France. There's a lot of parallels there. Obviously, there's massive parallels with Camus' sort of existentialist beliefs, where, we're kind of thrown into this world and we don't have a lot of choice, but we do have the responsibility of how to proceed and these things. Now, if you read The Stranger, I almost feel like The Plague is a little softer, kinder version of Camus' existentialism. Certainly a kinder existentialism than his co-Frenchman Jean-Paul Sartre wrote No Exit. It famously says hell is other people. I think you find Camus is kind of the easier humanist voice among the two. That this book is about everyday survival, eschewing big notions and gestures of heroism for the small sort of moments of grace and bravery that everyday people, young and old, leveling different levels of abilities, face, and really just doing away with sort of we've seen big acts of cowardice, right? But it's the small doses of heroism that keep us going. It's not a dense classic at all. It really is something to check off your list. And I had to read a little bit so this became a bestseller again in 2020 because the plague, COVID-19. And Camus' daughter, Catherine, said the message of the novel had newfound relevance in that we are not responsible for coronavirus, but we can be responsible in the way we respond to it. And from mask wearing to social distancing to the people who were stoic in the amount of suffering and what needed to be done through 2020 and 2021, that just really proves itself to be something that's timeless and special. I'm filming this in late February of 2021. This should air sometime in April 2021. Calling to you from the past, hoping that things are so much better in the next month and a half. And if they're not, well, maybe I'll edit this part out. Thank you all so much. This has been this week's episode of Read More. I'll see you next week.